Did I invite you? Are you gonna bark every time I record now? Is this how it's gonna be? Hey! Welcome to the channel. No dog this time. Well, there's 3 dogs, but they're just staring at me. They're not barking. This channel is going to be devoted to making it okay not to buy something or buy into something. You know, like a car, a politician, a phone, a child, a religion, whatever. It's a big world. You always have options, and this is just going to go over why you may not need to spend a lot of money or mental energy on something. So here's my first contention. If you're an average American, now the average American doesn't make that much money, so keep that in mind. But you're one of those average Americans. You want to drive a clean car. You want to save money. You want to have fun. You want to be able to park the thing. Or all the above. Get this. A Tesla is not your best choice. It's not even close. Not even used. Okay. So half of you are here because you're sick of hearing about how great the latest Amway Model 3 is, or Model S, or Model X. How great it is compared to Jesus or indoor plumbing. And there's another half of you here, and you are here to defend anything made by the white South African mining heir, who somehow is simultaneously an eco-warrior, a Bond supervillain, and an Ayn Rand billionaire hero. But all of you want to see what the hell kind of piece of shit Fiat fix-it-again Tony is better than any Tesla. Tesla, the pure, solid gold iPhone of cars. Well, this is giving the beans to a Fiat 500e. I know what you're saying. You're saying that these are the worst built cars in the world. Well, this isn't mostly a Fiat. You're looking at mostly a German car. Fiat loses $14,000 to $20,000 per car with this thing because it has such high-end electronics in it made by Bosch. It's the same stuff that's in a BMW, and that's one reason it's so fast. It's also one reason it doesn't have the greatest range. It gets 87 EPA range. Oh, we'll talk about the EPA range later. During fall and summer, if I'm not running the air conditioning, I'm getting well over 100. I've gotten 150 estimated range. I've calculated it to actually be 120. I drove 120 in one day. So that's way more than the average American needs in one day. So when the Porsche Taycan came out, the Tesla people lost their minds because the EPA range, and there's that EPA again, the EPA range was 200 miles, which for a high-end car seems low, but anyone who's had an EV for any amount of time knows that that is plenty. And anyone who's buying a Porsche owns more than one car. And this is going to be their fun car, but I guarantee it will be your daily driver because you're not going to want to drive anything else once you're used to electric cars. And it can be your daily driver. You're not going to take it across country. And even the longest range Tesla is not going to break any cannonball records. These cross-country records are nowhere near close with electric cars to internal combustion engine cars. And speaking of internal combustion engine cars, I still own one. It's another Fiat, so I am a masochist. I've actually had really good luck with Fiats, and you're seeing in a lot of these pictures, they're actually all my cars. I've actually had zero trouble. And Teslas aren't exactly the gold standard of fit and finish. They have notoriously big panel gaps, and I know it's being worked on, and it's getting better. But every Tesla-owning YouTuber has has had theirs put on a flatbed at least once, or had to wait weeks and weeks for repairs. All that said, I have no problem with Teslas. I would get one in a minute. We could swing one if we wanted to, but we really didn't need, the big new car. So, this is where the math comes in. And why, again, for the average American, the Tesla is not going to save the world. But this might. Okay, so the first factor is range. And this is going to surprise you. The average American drives 29 miles a day. Even the worst EV doubles that in winter. Way before needing a charge. Okay, the other math is cost. And the average American makes $46,641 a year. And this is not enough to buy even the cheapest short-range Model 3 Tesla, much less anything else. And the new Model Y is going to be even more expensive. But then you think, okay, well, what about those government subsidies, those $7,500 subsidies for every electric car? Well, it doesn't work that way for Tesla anymore. They've reached their limit of tax credits, and they are zero now. As of, I think, January 1st of this year, there are no more tax credits for buying a Tesla, so you are paying whatever the price is online. And the cheapest one really is hovering around $40,000, which is great for what you get. Probably the best value for a luxury car. Pseudo-luxury, I know the panel gaps and whatever. You're getting a good car for $40,000. But that's a year's pay. You can't be spending that much. The average American can't be spending that much for a car. And the intent, or the stated intent that Elon Musk had for Tesla was to get everyone driving electric cars and off of petrochemicals. And that's not happening. Speaking of costs, let's make some money here. This is a little word from our sponsor. All right. No. God. All right. Where are you going? Here. All right. This video is brought to you by Full Face Ski Masks. Are a South African industrialist, Bond villain, and his minions stalking you? Trying to kill you? Then try Full Face Ski Masks. They're great. Full Face Ski Masks. Why don't you get one now? Where's the holdup? Okay, back to why the Fiat 500e, is better than any Tesla. Even by Tesla's own stated goal standard of getting everyone off of petrochemicals. The reason is cost. A lot of articles and channels tout Tesla is the only real choice for electric car ownership. But keep in mind, these people want you to use their referral codes so they get Tesla gear or a cheaper price on their next car. Or these are Tesla stock boosters. They don't even care about cars. They're just trying to affect the stock market price of Tesla. And these people are very successful, which is fine. But most Americans can't afford a Tesla. They can afford a $50,000 European car. Because on the used market, these 500Es with less than 10,000 miles, some of them have 7,000 miles coming off of a lease, they regularly go for less than $10,000. And this is 1/4 the cost of the cheapest Tesla. Yeah, most Americans can swing 10 grand. And this isn't just a Fiat thing. A used Nissan Leaf or a Chevy Bolt, not Volt, Bolt with a B, which has really long range. I think they're pushing like 250, 300 miles with software. Or a BMW i3. These are all super cheap on the used market depending on what you want. An early Leaf might need to be avoided because of their batteries. They aren't heated and cooled with a heating and cooling system like a BMW or the Fiat, which uses the same system, or a Tesla. Teslas use a heated and cooled battery setup. But that brings you back to why what these cars are. They're daily drivers. This is you don't drive more than 29 miles a day, so you don't need much more than whatever range you can get out of these things. And I'm getting about, in normal weather, about 90 to 100 miles of range on one charge. And you can charge it, wherever you're going to. So yeah, as a daily driver, this Fiat and any one of these other cars I mentioned has plenty of range except in rare, extreme cold temperatures, like near single digits, where all battery cars, yes, even the Magic Bean powered Tesla, loses up to half of its range. So keep that in mind. How often you drive in single digit temperatures, I don't know. Okay, well, shut up, Alaska. So that's my premise. That you made it this far, thank you. And you may now commence attacking me personally in the comments below. And I assure you, I am not a shill for Fiat or FCA. Definitely not. I'm just a normal guy. It's cold outside, so it's okay, right? Yeah. Definitely not a shill. I'm a normal guy. Uh, you know, it's a normal day for me. Ready? Eh? Everything's all right. I swear.